So, welcome to another Magikey video. This time we'll be playing Invoked backwards and doing a little bit of a few spicy things along the way. You might notice Sprite Jet is there. Don't worry, you'll see him again. So, we have Manju, we have Vader's Buster. I also have Diviner and Herald of the Heartlight, so extra starters. We love to see it. We can add Advanced Ritual Art. If we don't have Vader's Buster, we can always just use Magikey World. In this case, we don't need it though. So we're just gonna go ahead and we want to send a level 1 and a level 3. Like this. Then Vader's Buster's effect gets Magikey World. And Magikey World gets Mafia. Activity effect, normal summon, and special summon. We want to special summon the level 3 regardless, in this case specifically, because we're going to be using AFD, but even if we're using Diviner here, it doesn't matter because we're linking it away. Speaking of, we're doing that right now. Aleister, the Invoker of Madness, needs 2 monsters with different types and different attributes. So we can use Manju or Diviner and Vader's Buster to make Aleister. Now, he has an effect. Let me just shuffle back Sprite Jet. Okay, so Aleister the Invoker has an effect that says if a monster is fusion summoned while you control this monster, you can discard 1 card, and if you do, add Invocation or the Book of Law from your deck to your hand. So we're going to fusion summon using this. And we're going to use Crowned by the World Chalice. Only one of it in the deck, but this is where you're gonna see this is actually going to be relevant in a slight bit. So this lets us do both of these things. We're gonna add back the Mafia. We're gonna do the thing here. I should have done it backwards, but that's fine. We're going to discard High Ritual Art, and then we're going to add Invocation. And we get Mafia as well. We could have done it backwards. Honestly, we don't need Mafia anymore, but it's fine. Then, we've got Invocation. Now we need to get Aleister. And how do we do that? Well, turns out, Ancient Fairy Dragon has an effect that lets us just search for Magical Meltdown. And so we activate Magical Meltdown and add Aleister the Invoker to our hand. Now, we can special summon Aleister, and we want him in Grave. Now there's plenty of things we can do here. Interestingly, we could go Sprite Elf immediately, because we can use the Invoker of Madness. However, what we could do is go into Celine and then get... Actually, do we want to go that? We want to go into Celine, yeah. Using Aleister the Invoker as 2 materials. we use plenty of spells, so we can use her effect to special summon 1, 2, 3 to special summon, and this is when we get Lib, crowned by the War Chalice, because now we get to make Sprite Elf using Ancient Fairy Dragon. And before we go further into the invocation, into the combo, we can go Makaba. Yeah, we can go Makaba, banishing Alistair and honestly Maftiel. And then we got Makaba. And then we get to use Invocation Engrave and add back Alistair. Like so. Now, we still got a few things we can do. For example, special summon Ib, and then we can go into yeah, you here. Gigantic. And then we can go activate the effect of Gigantic. Detach Ib, or I guess that's not her name, huh? And then we can go Sprite Blue. Sprite Blue effect, add Jet. Special Jet here. Jet effect. Add Starter. Starter effect. Get Carrot. Then we can go ahead and make IP with those two. And from there, we have a monster negate, which we can tribute Gigantic for, a spell or a monster negate in the form of Makaba. We have IP and Celine, so we can go ahead and do, for example, with this, we can go into access code if they like literally do nothing, but if they don't, if they set cards, we can Nightmare Unicorn, send a card. If they start comboing like crazy, even after we do everything, we can go Nightmare Griffin. If you have the card, instead of Nightmare Griffin, in fact, you don't need the part 2 either. So if you don't have, like, Griffin and Vapartu can be replaced by, I don't know, Underworld Goddess to quick effect send them. Maybe you want to have something else. I can't think of anything right now, but you get the idea. You can just go ham. Let's see what they do. Gather your mind. Sure. Fun fact. This protects. Oh, she doesn't get counters. Okay, well, Spell Striker, sure. And the main phase, they're going to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make Avermax so they can't. What? Oh, right. I have to use her as 1 material and her as 3. There we go. And that way they can still attack. Huh. Okay. Tribute, activate the effect, target to do negates, to, what does this do? Destroy those targets. I'm gonna go with negate this. Diviner. So the great part now is that we can go Diviner, and then we can send Herald, activate Herald to grab Ancestral Art, activate Magikey World, to add from deck to hand. Beatles Buster, right. Activate. We can send, yeah, we can send both of those at this point. Here we go. Beatles Buster effect. Now, here's a fun thing we can do. We can go ahead, first activate this. Then we can link 3. With Garrett. For Nightmare Unicorn. Use Unicorn's effect. Send this because we don't need it. Bounce that card. Change the attack. We have lethal on board. Yeah, but we can also normal summon and get Access Code out of this. Watch. This. Special summon. Does it really matter? Let me make sure here. Access Code needs 2 effect monsters. So let's special summon Beatles Buster. Because we can indeed do that. And then get Access Code. So we get pops. We get a huge access code, and we are set. We are simply set. Go battle and kill. We have way more than enough for lethal. So, the deck list. This is what it looks like. Technically, we don't need 2 of those. I like to have 2 of Left Leg and Flame Manipulator, because if you end up drawing into one of them in your starting hand, you still have 1 in deck, so you're fine. 3 Clavicus, honestly, could cut those down. Could cut those to 1. We don't exactly need High Ritual Art either. Though we could go into plays. Actually, no, keep an High Ritual Art, because you can still go into plays even without going the Clavicus route. You just have to be a little bit more creative with it, but you can do it, I'm sure. Yeah, so 3 Magical World as usual, 3 Magical Meltdown, 3 Alistair, because at the end of the day, you can still just go normal summon Alistair if you really want to. You can fuse him with, this is why I have Dark Monsters, Actually, I should... Looking at it right now. Which one is the one with the dark? Yeah. Let's get a Caliga here. So even if you draw into Alistair with one of your darks, you can still like make it. Because Invocation says banish monster from... You can also banish monsters from field in either graveyard. So you can normal summon banish Alistair, banish it from field, send whatever normal monster to grave from hand, and then go from here. You could go for more Invocation. I just don't have the dust. I have the dust, but I'm saving it right now. You get the idea. Another thing before I finish the video. Alistair the Invoker of Madness can also search for the Book of Law. So the Book of Law says you can tribute an invoked monster to special summon an invoked from the extra deck with a different attribute. So you can go and make Elysium with this. No, you can't. But you can go into any of the invoked with this. But it's a bit hard to do because you need to be... You basically need to use Alistair like already, and then use like Alistair the Invoker of Madness to get to the thing. It's probably doable in Magistus, in the like something like that, Magistus, but that's honestly outside of the scope of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.